Hello and welcome to another edition of Ontology Talk. My name is Adam Pease, and today in this multi-part series I want to give you the first installment, which is on installing the Sigma knowledge engineering environment. This segment will just be on how to do a few things to set up a Linux system, a fresh Linux system, to begin the installation of Sigma. So this won't be a tutorial on Vagrant, but I am going to use a Vagrant virtual machine just so you can see that I've got a completely clean machine. The other thing I'm going to do is that if, of course, any of these loads take a long time, I'm going to speed up the video. So it's not that I have a ridiculously fast internet connection if you see stuff going very fast. Okay, it started up, so let's get over there. And let's make sure everything is updated before we get started. Right, so at this point I'm just following the instructions for system preparation on Linux for this video. I won't get on to actually installing Sigma. This is just going to be the system preparation steps. So we're going to start by creating a new user. I like to kind of keep things separate and clean, so I add a new user. Create a password for that user. And give that user sudo permission. Okay, we're going to switch over to that new user. Great. And go up a level because we have to actually create the directory for the user. Okay, we've made the directory. We've also got to change the ownership of that new APs directory to the user APs, in my case. Of course, you'll want to use a different name, presumably. Alright, we're going to install unzip, since that'll be handy later. Okay, so we've got an empty directory. We're also going to need to create a bash rc file so that initialization is easy. I'm just cutting and pasting commands from browser off screen, so it's a little easier, but I'm just following these steps, the system preparation on Linux. So you can follow along yourself if you want. I'm going to start by just adding a little convenient stuff to the bash rc. I like to have a dir command, so a little fewer keystrokes than LA, and I like to have a long history so I can save all those complicated commands I might have made in the past. And here we've got to edit this because it's no longer just the user. When we install it, it's going to be in APs. We're also going to need to go back and change the JDK, but I'm just going to do that after the fact because Oracle changes its minor version numbers all the time, so I don't want you to get hung up on having that this particular command has to be exactly right. We're going to come back and change it and update it. Now I've got the Java home. Let's see. We're going to have to source it so it gets recognized, and we can do the last bit of setting the path, but in fact we're going to have to come back and change that to, because whatever value gets substituted in for the Java home, of course it's going to be different because we're probably not going to be downloading 1.8.0 minor version 11. Right, so let's see, so let's just take a quick look at that. Okay, so we've got everything in place there with the right usernames. That's good. We'll just come back and we'll, as I say, change the JDK numbers. So let's go on to actually getting a copy of the JDK. Now, I could probably use the OpenJDK, but I have had some problems with it in the past, so I just do make a habit of getting the Java Oracle JDK. So let's cd programs. We're going to give it its own little directory here, and then we can start getting the JDK. But since we don't have a browser, we're going to do a pretty complicated wget command. Oracle doesn't just let you download it, so you have to do a little bit of wizardry. There's a lot of sites that give you some advice on how to do that, but just kind of trust me on this one. Now, here we're picking this latest version, the JDK 14.01. So you're probably going to have to go to the Oracle site and check to see what's the latest version, if in fact you want the latest version. Now, they may keep the older versions up there, and so this may work, but if it doesn't work for you, you're just going to have to look and see what version Oracle's letting you download. Okay, so let's get a copy of that. Okay, got it. Now we can unzip it. Great. There it is. So we're also going to need to untar it. Okay, there it is. All right, so it's JDK-14.01. So let's go back and fix our bash RC before I forget. I'm just going to copy this. Once VI comes up, I can paste it in. Okay, so we're going to need to change it in 2 places. Okay, great. Escape, write it, quit, and let's try it out. So great. Okay, we're installed. There are some other things you could do, maybe to change your prompt, but I won't worry about that for now. So let's call this video done. Next video, now that we've gotten the system prepared, I can actually go about installing Sigma. So you may not need this whole step if you've already got your own box, your own Linux box, and you don't want to install it in a virtual machine. You've hopefully done some of these preparation steps already if you're a coder. But if you need them, here they are. And I hope you think this was helpful. Thanks very much. I hope you've enjoyed this latest edition of Ontology Talk. In a next version, we're actually going to get started on installing the Sigma Knowledge Engineering environment, so I hope you'll tune into that episode as well. If this was of interest to you, I hope you'll like and subscribe, and maybe go to ontologyportal.org, where you can look into getting a copy of my book. Thanks very much.